What's up everybody, it's Sapphire Filmworks here. I've been asked a couple of times to make a tutorial video over my camera settings, my equipment, and even some of my editing styles. So this is going to be my first attempt to kind of give y'all a basic breakdown of how I work in my workflow, I guess you'd call it. So right now, the first thing we'll go over is equipment that I use on set. During a day shoot, just a normal kind of run and gun, I use my Canon M50 mirrorless camera with a wide lens attachment to the lens and a Ronin S gimbal. Other than that, I just use the basic speakers, whatever kind of props and stuff that I needed during the actual shoot. Then we actually have a photographer on set who uses a Canon Rebel T7 for pictures of behind the scenes, everything that y'all see on my social media pages. And that's really it for the equipment. Now when it goes into the editing portion, I do use Adobe Premiere. As you can see here, this project is actually the one that we'll be using as an example today as to what effects I use and kind of the basic breakdown on my workflow. This is a Cartier watch, which has reached over 13,000 views now, and I released it about 3 weeks ago for two great artists who we have more future projects coming. But basically, what I'm going to do is just kind of let the video play through. I'll stop it kind of through periodic points and explain some of the things I've done and why I've done it. So also with camera settings, when on set, the main three things I focus on the most is going to be my ISO. I always try to keep that down at 100. If it does have to go up because of lighting issues, I try to keep it at 800 or lower, but 100 is usually the best, and that's why I try to keep it at. Frame rate, I use 60 frames per second just because I like slow-mo, and I like to be able to do that anytime I choose to. And then shutter speed, I do the double frame rate, which is 1/25. But I do mess with shutter rate or shutter speed a lot actually to help make up for lighting when it comes down to that instead of trying to change the ISO. So you can play around with that. The typical rule of thumb though is to just double your frame rate to get your shutter speed. But lower shutter speed or higher shutter speed actually can give you a different look that some people like and think's cool. But now that we've gone over that, I'm going to let the video play through for a little bit, and then we'll come back and I'll kind of go over some of these settings, effects, and the color grading and stuff that I did for this video here.
Cartier watch my dream. I'm a ball till I make the team. Everybody with you when you hit this scene. I smoke weed, don't drink no lean. I done came from the bottom of the basement. I been staying in first, who racing. Worst nightmare like Freddy, no Jason. They fed down, he was dead on the pavement. Cartier watch my dream. I'm a ball till I make the team. Everybody with you when you hit this scene. I smoke weed, don't drink no lean. I done came from the bottom of the basement. I been staying in first, who racing. Worst nightmare like Freddy, no Jason. They fed down, he was dead on the pavement.
Alright, so we'll stop right there and kind of explain some things that I've done. So a couple of things is the effects are actually really basic. I'm more into less effects and more on-screen presence when it comes to just the background props, whatever may be going on in the scene, than I am doing actual effects. A couple of things you'll notice is I like to add my black bars to the top and bottom. I just like that old school widescreen look. I think it's kind of cool. A lot of people aren't doing it nowadays. And then I added in a couple bass shakes and stuff like that. Nothing too crazy. So with some of the things that you're seeing through the video right now too, is just to explain kind of what I do on set. Is I like to shoot by my rule of 3. Usually what that means, every scene that we do, even if it's the same location, every scene we shoot 3 different times. At different angles. That way we can just change it up and it makes it look different. Typically 2 are performances, one that's kind of up close, maybe waist up, sometimes almost neck up, shoulder up, and then one's usually a full body one, and then the third one's typically B-rolls, whether that be of them just chilling, them counting money, them waving guns, something like that, just typical B-roll stuff. And then you'll kind of see some more stuff as we progress through the video here that I'll kind of explain too.
Came from the bottom, I remember I ain't had no clean shoes. Now I stay with a new pair of kicks. Bossed up in the head.
So one thing I'd like to show here that I haven't done before is right here. If you notice, right before he starts performing his, we go from him putting the gun down, and then it's going to do a fast transition to him sitting over there by the barrel.
No clean shoes. Now I stay with a new pair of kicks.
So the way we achieved that is if you actually slow that part down, I sped it up really fast right there in the middle to actually make it look like I transitioned from Marco, which is AP10X, to Crazy really fast, but it was actually really slow on set. I just went from AP10 over to Crazy, and then post I actually went ahead and sped up the in-between from me moving from one artist to the other to give it that cool little look of the fast transition.
I ain't had no clean shoes. Now I stay with a new pair of kicks. Bossed up in the heat and tell them get off my dick. Traffic dollar, blowing trees, no words, got my own stick. Know some shooters that'll spin a block on your whole clique. Probably spend your whole rent on a throwaway fit. Know some bitches that'll hit the party, get that bitch lit. Flex too hard, she gon' hit my phone and make your ass a lick. I be way too turned, but I know my limit. Niggas think they ballin', but really it's just a scrimmage. Game time, know I'm gon' shine, I'ma finish. Think I'm pop cause I'm getting all the spinach. Judges look by the cover if you want to. Fuck all the people that doubted me. I know that my mama proud of me. I never needed no help. If I got to, I grind by myself. In the cup posted, I got the Beretta. Chasing the cheddar, I got the digits.
So again, you can kind of see it's really basic effects that I do. During motions on set, it's a lot of back and forth, left to right, and just kind of moving. I don't really try to stay steady or anything. And that's really all that came apart with this video. Over here in the corner, you can actually see the original color grade. And then this is the final color grade after I was finishing messing around with it. It was really bright and sunny that day. I felt like a cooler, cold look would look cooler for the video. But you know, you could have gave it all kinds of different colors, your cooler colors, your warmer colors. I just decided to go with cool and make it all around kind of match. And again, as we pass through other scenes, you can see as it changes over here on the side. We'll go to right here on this one, how it was a warmer color and I changed it down to the blue. That was all personal preference. The artist actually didn't really request that or anything. But like I said, it's really all basic. I've tried to go over the camera settings. I've gone over equipment, kind of my basic editing workflow here, how I kind of shoot on set. I plan on hopefully be able to make more behind the scenes videos of actually being on set and showing y'all kind of what I do. But other than that, definitely subscribe, like, share the video. Hopefully this helps y'all out. If there's other questions y'all have or something you want me to get more in depth with, working in the program, working on the camera or something like that, just drop a comment down below. But I appreciate y'all.